Hi, this is Billy Orwell, Real Life. I'm here in the Resist studio with Alex. Alex and I are the only ones in the studio for today. Um, the Church of Satan, they have come out and said that anyone who needs food, they can come to their temples and get food for free. And people are praising this idea because they're saying that these Christians and their churches, they aren't helping, but the Church of Satan is. And this just goes to show how asleep people are. The reason why the churches aren't helping is because churches have been told not to help. Because you see, now that we are seconds, and I don't mean hours, I don't mean minutes, I mean seconds. Now that we are seconds away from the end of this simulation as we know it, they no longer have to pretend as if Jesus and God are real figures that really truly love people and Christianity is good and all of that baloney. They don't have to keep telling people those lies. They can now come out and tell exactly who the God of this world is and exactly who the God is that they serve and they worship, they being the powers that be. And that God is Marduk, aka Satan. They know that if you go to the Church of Satan and you get their food, that food has been tampered with, people. It's not been tampered with in the way of injecting anything into it. Before they give you that food, they want to put spells over that food. And the spells that they're going to put over that food is so that when you consume that food, you are going to have a desire to learn more about the Church of Satan and about Satan himself. How do I and the team know this? Because this is what they do in the music industry. Um, Before a record is cut, a handful of witches and wizards will gather around and they will put spells over that record so that when you get that record, CD or MP3, when you download it or what have you, you are downloading, you are having with you as well a spell. And a spell follows every record that comes off of the master, which is, if you don't know what a master is, the record, a song is cut off of a master. A master is about as big as it's big. It's pretty big. And so every time you get a song from Doja Cat, Cardi B, Marilyn Manson, or what have you, you have a demon residing in your presence. And the more that you listen to that demonic song, that demonic record, that demonic MP3 player, or what have you, you are absorbing Satan. And this is why you have an urge to keep listening to music just like that, because you have been put under a spell. Well, the Church of Satan, they're going to do the same thing with the food that they distribute. Spells have been placed over that food. Specifically, one of the main people who has put spells over that food is a woman named Legina Yvonne Collins, the head of the Grand Druid Council, the Council of 13. She and those under her have put spells over that food so that when you take that food home and you absorb that food, you will have a desire to seek out the Church of Satan for more than just food. That's how they bring people into their God, which is Satan. This is why they're getting our food, and this is why the powers that be have told them to give out food and told the churches, no, don't help them. Let them get it from the Church of Satan. If you have not been paying attention, food banks have run out of food. Food banks have run out of food. These filthy, disgusting, vile pieces of crap known as churches, they are not helping anybody. And the government is on shutdown for right now. So here comes the Church of Satan. And I'm telling you, you get that food from them, you will be absorbing spells. This is not a conspiracy, it's not an opinion, it is a fact. I would rather, and the team, when we talked about this from yesterday, we all came to the conclusion we would rather die than get food from the Church of Satan. Because it's not a legitimate reason why they're getting it out. But, you're going to have a bunch of desperate, dumb, stupid, ignorant people who are going to go ahead and, well, I need food, I'm going to go get it. I would rather, and I would never do this, and neither would the team. But if I needed food, if the team needed food, we would rather steal from Walmart and get the food than to go to the Church of Satan. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be absorbing spells, and their spells do work. Don't believe that hocus pocus of it won't work if you don't believe in it. That's bull. You don't have to believe any spell for it to work. You're digesting it, and then even if you were digesting it, for a spell to work, it does not require your belief. It only requires the belief of the person casting the spell. If the person casting the spell believes in the spell will work. If the person casting the spell does not believe the spell will work, it won't work. That's how it goes. So I am telling all of you all out there who think that this is a win because the Church of Satan, they're doing this because, hey, they really care. Satanists, and I'm not talking about the guy or the girl that lives next to you who says, "Hail Satan." Those aren't true Satanists. Those are just people who are just followers. The true Satanists are the ones who reside within the Church of Satan. And those are not just your everyday Satanists. Those are the powers that be's Satanists. They are affiliated with the powers that be. They are affiliated with the Rothschilds. They don't give a damn about you. They are just trying to win souls over to their god, Satan, who is Marduk. A lot of you all, you want to consume that food, and then you want to wonder why you turn around and you punch your neighbor in the face. I would have never acted like that before. Why am I acting like that now? Why did I do that? I was never aggressive before, and all of a sudden I'm aggressive with people. Why? You consume food that had spells placed over it. And once you consumed it in your body, it was as if you were absorbing a demon inside your own body. You may not believe that, and if you don't believe it, it's because you're an idiot. Plain and simple. So I am telling you all, that is not a way to handle this situation, by getting anything from them. Just like churches and Christians are the enemy, so is the Church of Satan. They're the enemy too. Because newsflash, their God, Satan, is the one that's telling Trump and the powers that be to do what they're doing. They're getting it from them. Well, from him. The powers that be are getting it from him. Marduk is the one, Marduk is Satan, is the one who is in control over this earth. And he is the one telling Trump and the Democrats and the Republicans, telling them both to do these things. Stop the SNAP. Stop the Medicaid. Stop the Medicare. Trump, Donald, I want you to be the dictator. As my protege, that's what I want you to do. If you don't believe that, it's because you are an idiot. Because this is what they do. I will end with this. The Rothschilds, every single day, when they gather around, and they all do gather around for dinner time, they set out a plate for Lucifer and for Satan. Forks, knives, spoons, glass, a chair, they set it out for them. And you may say, well, that's ridiculous. Why would they do that for? Do you mean? Because Lucifer and Satan actually dines with them. Actually dines with them. That's who Trump serves. That's who the Democrats serve. That's who the Republicans serve. They serve Lucifer and Satan. And no, I and the team, we're not saying this because we are in support of Jesus, but screw him too. Jesus is nothing but Marduk. Satan, God of the Old Testament, is nothing more than Lucifer, Enki. They're all one and the same. And so I am telling you, and the team is telling you as well, you better think twice before getting this food from the Church of Satan. They are evil, just like the Christians are evil. Churches are evil. I don't care if it's a Baptist church, Pentecostal church, they're all evil. Pastors, priests, reverends, bishops, every last one of them are evil people. Evil. Nero knew exactly what he was doing. That's why Nero couldn't stand him. He would say, oh, that's harsh. No. Christians are nothing more than Satanists. Christians are nothing more than Luciferians. They just have a different name, just like the Illuminati does. They go by different names, but they're all one and the same. So we're telling you, you better think twice before deciding to get food from the Church of Satan, because what you're going to be absorbing is a spell casted food. And then you're not going to understand why you're so aggressive. You're not going to understand why you're snapping at him and her. You're snapping regarding this situation and that situation. You're not going to understand why you are physically violent towards this person and that person. You're not going to understand why you have a sudden urge to find out more about the Church of Satan. You're not going to understand why. You have to learn how to have true knowledge when it comes to these situations, because knowledge obtained is power gained. Use it and don't lose it. This is Billy RL signing off.